Hello everyone, it's my 1001, and today we're doing something different again. Today I thought I'd do a tour of a world that I've had for a long time. This is a world that I actually did a YouTube series of videos on uh, back in 2015 to I think 2018. All those videos are privated. Maybe one day I'll unprivate them, but so if you're somehow from that era, when the 5 viewers from my era, you might recognize this world. So this world I started in 1.8, and I have got to 1.12, and I have not updated since. And this is it. Welcome to my 10-year-old 1.12 world. Isn't it beautiful? No, we're just at the world spawn right here. So this is where it all began. This is my inventory. I don't know what I was doing just before I logged out for the last time, and yeah, I've got all the stuff. Yeah, so as I said, this is 1.12.2 mending elytras. I actually flew over here from my base, um, and what's on my ender chest? That's right. Shulker boxes had just been added to the game not too long ago, so I've got shulkers and everything. This is like pretty par for the course for modern stuff. I don't know what. I don't even know what I was doing. Oh, there we go. We got your mum. Alright, we've got a lot to see. Let's sort of get to it. So this is the world spawn. The actual like spawn point itself is here. And I've got ender pearls. I can play around. It's been so long since I used ender pearls. Um, so yeah, this is the world spawn point. I had this idea. Wow, look at all those ores. Oh damn. That I was gonna. I have an Enderman farm in this world, and Ender pearls are gonna be sent through the end portal back to the world spawn point, and then they're gonna be transported via a ice stream or a minecart set up back to my base, which is over that way. And then shulker boxes came out, and that just kind of made the entire thing redundant. And I don't know how to ender pearl apparently. I still don't know how to ender pearl apparently. Alright, whatever. I'm just gonna climb out. So the thing about this world is it actually uses a custom preset. So if you don't know, in 1.8, Mojang added the ability to change, like make custom presets, and where you could change certain aspects of world generation. And what I did was I set dungeon count to 100. So normally when a chunk is generated, it'll try to generate 7 dungeons. It'll attempt 7 times. I changed that to 100, meaning there's a lot more dungeons in the world. We just passed through one. That being said, they're not everywhere. They're a lot more common, but they're not completely everywhere. And also the other thing is, you may notice I'm on 8.5 hearts here. That's because we're in UHC mode. It's not hardcore. I just don't naturally regenerate health without the use of potion effects. Or so eating golden apples, drinking potions, standing next to a beacon, that kind of stuff. So why does spawn look so awful? I was going to build a passive mob farm in this world, and so I had to prepare the spawn chunks. I killed all the passive mobs, and I removed all the grass. So no passive mobs would spawn here, and I could spawn mobs there. This village was naturally generated. I actually picked this seed. There was a guy called Bionic Sun. It was like a small technical YouTuber channel. I don't think he ever did commentary in his videos. He just had like text on the screen. And he showed a whole bunch of cool seeds, quad witch hut seeds, and this one I went with. And yeah, there's a village at spawn, and you'll see why I went with this when I get to the main base. I lit it all up. The villagers are living in happiness. I'm using my custom texture pack because I used it at the time. And I'm pretty sure my day one like hidey hole is around here. Like, oh, where did I fall? Like here. In here somewhere. Let's chuck out that. Yeah, there's part of a building. And yeah, in here. In here. Yeah, in here. This is where it is. Oh, there's a stake here. Wow. This is the tree. I was growing some trees for apples and stuff. And I sort of explored this cave. That cobblestone cube, by the way, that's the well. That's the bottom of the well, the village well. So yeah, this is where I spent my first night. I didn't have a bed, and so I decided to do it the old-fashioned way. And then I ventured out, and I sort of slowly made my way over to my base area. By the way, this inner ring, that's the spawn chunks. Like, these are always loaded, and this gap area are the lazy loaded chunks. And yeah, I also had to remove the grass from those. This little thing, this is a little interesting bit of Minecraft history. So, the 1.9 combat update had just come out, and I was looking at YouTube, and I saw a video from Myron Erio, and he showed off a TNT duper that you could just infinitely dupe primed TNT and drop them. I was like, no way. And so I went and built one just to try it out, and yeah, this was the very first TNT duper I ever built. It's just a basic design. It just like moves back and forth and drops TNT, and it blew up the water. It blew up until it hit the water. Yeah, so that was when TNT dupers were just a thing. Now they're like standard. They're like so standard in terms of stuff. I really don't like flying around with a light trip, but honestly, it's probably the fastest way. It's been so long since I had to do that. Oh, that's right. So after I spent my first night in the cave, I then went on a big caving trip in here. Yeah, there's a whole cave system, and this was my other camp. Anything here? No, I took everything with me. And I also, later on, built a ice farm. This thing up here. This is kind of a design based off a design by Panda4994. I get up there. Yeah, so water just freezes, and you just come along and you mine them. Yeah, my tools have all got weird names. I'm sorry. This was like 8 years ago. Yeah, you just mine all the ice like that. I don't need it, and I've got storage. Oh, that's right. I made a snow farm too. That's right. Oh wow, I actually got snow here. Yeah, cool. And my base is past there. But I want to go back to the spawn area because I actually built a dedicated way. I've got a nether hub. It's not at all complete. But I do have a dedicated way of getting there, and it was this thing here. So let's have a look at the spawn chunks. So I think there was a witch hut in here. No, I'm misremembering. But yeah, God, this was a pain having to remove all this swamp. No, there is a witch hut. Aha, I do remember. Yeah, just pretty bog standard 1.8 terrain. Because this entire area was generated in 1.8. I mean, the world generation doesn't change really until 1.13, so let's get rid of the cheaty wings. Flying above the hate. Oh, these things, by the way, in 1.9 or 1.10, you could rename minecarts. And what happened was, if you placed and rode a minecart and then broke it, it'll give it this name. So I've got a whole bunch of minecarts with that glitch name. And I didn't check, is there anything in here? Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, I think there's a flower forest over there. I removed some flowers. Okay. So this is an ice boat tunnel, because one of the things that also came out in the 1.9 combat update was boats were revamped, and what happened was they were very slippery on ice, and this was initially a bug, but people liked it so much and begged Mojang to keep it, they made it a feature. And so now we've got this. And so this is the ice boat tunnel. I made a regular ice, so it's spawn proof. And you got redstone torches, and look how fast you're going. This is, in my opinion, is really cheaty, but it's so much fun that you kinda, I love it but hate it. We're down at diamond level because, by the way, I was mining out. I had to use one piece of packed ice there because that kept melting. So, yeah. I do know now that I could just use a single strip of ice. I don't need to make it all ice. Remember, this was just when this feature came out, so we're almost there. Look at that, zooming, and then we're there. I don't know how long that was, but I bet you it was pretty quick. brick, and oh, visual bug, silly boat. Alright. That's a pretty cool ravine. Come up here, and we're in a swamp, and yeah, there's the base. Over here is my horses. A whole bunch of horses I tamed, and then over here, yeah, over here. When also part of 1.9 was 1.9, 1.10, can't quite remember. They added skeleton horse traps. Oh shit, deal with this guy. They added skeleton horse traps. You know, the skeleton horses that you see in a thunderstorm, and then you go up to them, lightning strikes, and 4 horsemen show up. For some reason, my perimeter was spawning them like crazy, and I kept them all. And I put them in this little yard here, and yeah, I just kept them all. And then like the patch after that, it fixed all that, so it didn't spawn as much. You see mobs are spawning like crazy out here because all the caves are lit up underneath here. This is the perimeter. This is a quad witch hut perimeter, so you've got one witch hut there. There, obviously the witch huts are being demolished and they're now put out in multiple layers. And you've got iron farms too. This thing is like everything technical. So I've got 2 iron farms there, 2 over there, 2 there, and I think the ones in the back corner I haven't built. And everything, all these farms all feed into the storage room in the middle here, which we'll get to in a second. Oh yeah, my sugarcane farm. Every morning, this thing harvests the sugarcane, and it gets sent down in the system into ice streams underneath. Yeah, so this was just a normal swamp, and I bulldozed it all down to sea level. Oh god, I forgot about that abomination. This was actually the first building in the area, so this is where I built this to store all the dirt and cobblestone and grass and stuff I was getting from leveling the perimeter, and yeah, that's all the lily pads and I got. Oh, even more lily pads in there. Lifetime supply. I forgot how this guy got in here. He somehow got stuck in here and he's just lived in this building ever since. No, you're not allowed to leave. Oh good, we got some regen going. This is my cow farm. At one stage I had 9,000 cows in here. Now I just have a mere 200, 230. Yeah, fair enough. There's 460 entities in this area. God. This is my chicken breeder. It's automatic and it produces raw chicken because I could sell it to villagers. And so the chickens grow up and drown. So it's not lava chicken, it's water chicken. Get Jack Black and making a song for that. Here's my farms. I did not know about villager crop farms at the time, so this is just your standard design. There's nothing in it, but you just plant your seeds, your carrots, potatoes, whatever. Crops grow. Then we press a button at the end here, and water, of course, comes out, flushes everything into this little canal here, and it gets sent into the storage room to be processed. By the way, this has got ice underneath it because originally this entire walkway was slabs with ice, but I realized it just wasn't really worth it, particularly once I had the speed beacon set up. So I actually pulled it all out and ripped it all out and did this, but I kept this section for some reason. I can't remember. Anyways, oh look, there's a skeleton horse there. So yeah, this is the storage room, and I'm trying to remember what the name of that French building is, where it's like a mall, I think, and you see all the pipes and stuff on the outside. That was kind of what I was going for with this. This thing is ugly on the outside, but I think it's quite pretty on the inside. That's a cactus farm. Really simple. In fact, all the cacti are currently being burnt up because my cactus storage is full. That's the one thing about all my worlds. I always have plenty of cacti. Yeah, there's netherrack in the middle. That's there. You can see a witch at the witch hut. The iron farms are the old school, like Doc M zip crowd design, because this was of course before village and pillage. So Yeah, they're super old school. And I don't know why, but there's a potato plant there. I can't remember why. Anyways, let's go inside. So the outside is ugly, but the inside I think looks pretty good. And if you've looked at my channel page, you immediately recognize this room. Yeah, this is my channel banner. This room is my channel banner. This is if you're new to my channel and you've looked at that banner and gone, what the fuck is that? This is it. Mystery unlocked. So we got this storage room. We got these storage wings, and everything is auto sorted. So everything has a chest, and everything gets auto sorted into those chests. Oh yeah, and they're chests with trap chests because you cannot put double chests next to each other in in these versions. That was like 113 or something. This this dirt, by the way, there's nothing there. It's a spot reserved for future usage. Okay, interesting. How much redstone do I have? Not a lot. How many redstone lamps? TNT. Oh, good amount of TNT. Slime blocks. Obsidian. Got a lot of obsidian. But yeah, the wings are sorted. These are the unsortable chests. So, like for example, cobblestone. Plenty of that. Yeah, just all your generic blocks. Bit of packed ice. How much mossy do I have? Not a lot. I have more in beta. This is the mob drops and valuables. Yeah, look how much iron I've got. It was designed for the iron farm. Oh jeez, jeez Louise, tons of iron. In fact, I remember. Yeah, that's why I set up a crafting table here to craft all the iron into blocks and put them in the system. I think. Yeah, there's a hopper. Oh, I remember that. I'll craft it and then it will throw it in there. Yeah, but now I threw my slab away. Okay. Um, yeah, so those are the wings. The wings are pretty simple. The middle part, this was designed to look like a TARDIS, the control panel of a TARDIS, the time traveling ship from Doctor Who, and yeah, most of these things do nothing. Like these buttons, these levers do control stuff, and I don't actually remember what they control. Oh, I got my slab back. Because yeah, in the middle, by the way, is an item elevator. Items get sent up, and yeah, and I input items here. You know what? Let's input everything because this is all set up to automatically sort stuff. And I can put a shulker box here. This was all designed and built before shulker boxes were in the game. So in hindsight, like if I was to do this now, you could just easily do it with shulker box loaders and reduce the amount of chests and thus reduce the amount of lag. There's my first wooden pickaxe. It's actually named. Yeah, you can kind of see it. And these are the unsortables. Wow, I've got a lot of name tags. A lot of cactus green. A lot of cooked pork. I don't know what these maps are. Oh, this is the end. Oh, yeah, I was mapping out the end when that to the game. Lots of iron bars. Oh, my sorting items. I'll show you what that is. Disco bling, nice. That would be handy with the caves in sorry, with the Nether update. That thing. We've already seen there. Oh my goodness. Oh man, that's rad. Lots of potions. Oh, banners from the end. A completely blank map. Cool, good to know. That's how many ships I found in the end, dragon heads. Shells. Oh. Am I accidentally picking up stuff? I must be. What a great pickaxe. Slabs and stairs. Music discs. I've got tons of music discs. I do have a record farm here somewhere. Look at all those elytras. Totem I'm dying. Yeah, you can see why I kind of got burnt out on this. Oh, that's right. I made some infinity mending bows. Infinity punch bows before they were removed. It was such a weird decision. So when elytras were first added, they were not supposed to be infinite flight things. You were only supposed to glide, and that was it. And people discovered if you shot yourself with a punch bow, you could launch yourself and continue to fly, and you could get a sustained infinite fly. And so Mojang patched it that you couldn't put infinity and punch together, and then went ahead and added rockets, added rocket boot propulsion to the game. That was a suggestion by CubFan, YouTuber CubFan, by the way. And yeah, and it's just, it was such a weird thing, like to nerf the ability for infinite flight and then just give it to us anyways. I think this was all stuff I found in end cities. Yeah, you got some of the curses and stuff on them. I should really stop yapping. Glowstone. Oh, glowstone doesn't have a spot? Really? Maybe it doesn't. Saddles, horse armor, tons of horse armor, potions. These things. So it was announced that they're going to do rocket boosting, and I made a whole bunch of rockets, but these ones are before that update. So you see how it says firework rocket, and this one has flight duration? These are completely different. These are useless. You actually can't craft these anymore. So these are actually collector's items. Mending. The bane of modern Minecraft's existence. I must have bought a lot of mending books from a villager. Lava. Lava bucket hole. Ender dragon eggs I've duped. I do kind of regret that. Must be bits of the stronghold. That's the other reason why I have the seed. There's a stronghold. There's an end portal over there. We'll check it out in a moment. Fish. Lots of fish. Oh man. Remember. Endstone. Oh, okay. So Endstone bricks, when they're first introduced, were craftable, and then Mojang briefly removed their crafting recipe for some random reason, and so I went ahead and crafted a whole bunch just in case I wanted to build with them, and then they reintroduced it, so it was completely pointless. But yeah, that's the storage room. This is my first emerald I ever got from villager trading. It's kind of like how people keep their first dollar when they're business. Their first like dollar coin or dollar note, depending on your currency. So this is the main floor, the storage area. Then you have these water columns in the corners. This is how you get up and down. So get up on the roof, and the item elevator comes up to the top here. And this is, by the way, all covered, so it's lightning proof. It can't catch on fire if lightning strikes the building. The item elevator comes up here, goes into that dropper, and a hopper into that dropper, and then just so it refreshes the despawn timer of items, and then it sends it through. And look at that, yeah, you can see some iron going around. And then these are the item sorters. So what's happening here is these ender chests line up the items, and they go along the hopper and ice. You've probably seen this if you watch modern Minecraft, but if you've never seen this before, that's what's happening. I might as well just explain it. And what happens is we've got all these items. So this is the cobblestone, and I've got 44 filter items and then a stack of the item it's sorting. These are named dirt, so that way if normal dirt goes in there, it won't break it. And what happens is once there's more than enough items, actually no, it's supposed to be one item. The cobblestone's just full. So yeah, it's extended. Yeah, the piston extends and it unpowers the torch underneath here to let items flow through. And then once it hits one in here, the filter item, it'll then turn off. Now, I had the design where all the redstone wires were all bundled together. I was having a problem where chunks were unloading and it was breaking and my filters were breaking. I found the solution was to stagger the wires like this. I actually saw it in a video from Allmonger. That's right, Allmonger at King's Landing on 2v2t. There was like a video of that base before it got griefed, and he had like a big item sorter which everyone used to accuse of lagging the server, and similar to mine. And yeah, I saw he did something similar to this, and so I was like, I'll do it in my base, and I have had no issues with my item filters ever since. I use ender chests to align the items because chests at the time were subject of that bounding box bug where they where their bounding box was they had a universal bounding box and a hitbox, and it will change depending on what chest you're looking at or what was interacting with an entity. Anvils had a very similar glitch. That's why anvils were so glitchy, and that's all. And that was what caused early item elevators. You know, the test E127 designs. Oh, look, there goes some chicken. Yeah, there was a big bug in the game, and Mojang went ahead and patched it. It was actually quite controversial at the time. I remember Panda4994 had to make a video, basically chastising the Minecraft community for blowing up all the Mojang devs' Twitters about it. But yeah, all the items do a full loop around the system, going through over all the item filters, and if they don't get sorted, there's no valid spot of overfill. They go into overflow, which is this hopper chain, and then it goes downstairs. We'll have a look in a moment. Actually, I think we'll have a look right now. There's nothing much else on the roof. We'll get to these other parts. Get to what that random glass tube is. That's the mob farm, by the way. It's the Ethos style mob tower. We will have a look at it, the base of it later in the video. So there, yeah, that's the roof. I really like this design. I like how the skylight works. But anyways, I really like the different wood colors being used here. Really cool. Alright, let's stop wanking myself. Let's go downstairs. And this I actually really do like. This is the basement level. And so yeah, the redstone, the levers up there control these redstone blocks which come down, and yeah, these were like the control stuff. You could replace this all with observers right now. Modern actually. And well, there's observers in this version actually. I've got some things. So this is the overflow. So any items that don't get sorted end up in here. These items didn't get sorted. Yeah, there must be a place for glowstone, otherwise it would have ended up in here. Okay. And then if it doesn't get sorted, it ends up going into like a garbage disposal somewhere over there. This is the item return. This is what sends the items in through the system. It drops down here. I can actually put some stuff in the hopper there if I want to, but I'm not going to. And over here, oh, I didn't the enchanting table. Okay. So there's also an enchanting table, and it's all hidden in the floor. That's why. So yeah, you have access to a full enchanting table over here. It's a full 30 level, and it's recessed in the floor. And that's what is in here. That's why you can see those little bits of bookshelves. This is a map of the world. So well, first off, we'll look at this map. I'm almost out of food. Actually, I am out of food. I'll get some food. So this is my base. This is the surrounds. I've got a birch forest over here. Some more swamp. There's a roof forest that burnt down from a lightning strike. Over there is the... Oh, okay. Is the Guardian Farm or Guardian Farm area going to be? I was going to build something there. And yeah. Oh, and yeah, of course, the Flaming Netherrack Ring. It's really weird, these maps. Maps did change a few times in this version, in these versions, so that's why they're kind of glitchy. But yeah, you get a general overview of the base, and then this is the map of the world. The base is right there. That brown area is spawn. My desert, I collect sand, is from there. Whole bunch of areas. I was going to build the passive mob farm up there. There's nothing there right now. There's just a hole and a whole bunch of islands had their desert removed. That's the nearest mesa. Ice spikes biome was down here. You couldn't craft packed ice back in the day, so you had to find an ice spikes biome and manually mine the ice. Huge jungle there, and then a huge mega tiger. There's a mushroom island somewhere out past that way, I'm pretty sure. And past that way, out that way, was another mesa biome that I went to when they added the surface mine shafts in 1.10. There's a big snow biome. I think there's an ice spikes in there somewhere. But yeah, that's pretty much the world. This area is really glitched. We might go visit it because I had this thing in 1.8 where the world kept like breaking, and I accidentally changed the seed. So there's like a whole bunch of chunks in this area that generated with a different seed before I fixed the world seed. It's really interesting. This is my bed underneath the enchanting table. I can access the enchanting table here. Little flowers. I really love these blue orchids. They're so pretty, and I reckon jungle saplings in pots look really cool. Got a clock so I know what time of day it is. Can sleep, and yeah. Um, and over here, this is a smelting array. This is much simpler to explain. You just put the items you want to smelt in here, put fuel in here, and you just turn them on, and it distributes them, and then you can turn it up. I really should put that in one lever, and then it outputs into this chest. And I think I've got haste. Gotta be careful. Yeah, this can send items into the sorting that way. Yeah, or I can turn it off and they just collect in there. This is the brewer setup. This thing I was so proud of, and I'm still kind of proud of, even though it's a little bit weird. So what happens here? We've got a brewing stand, and there's should be water bottles in the back. This? Oh, okay. So I think I gotta do this. No, okay. So what you do is you choose what you want to brew. Do I have? There's ingredients in there. Oh yeah, there's gas tears. You know what, let's do some regen. What happens is a nether wart gets sent out of a dispenser at the end here. It's sent in. Yep, water bottles go in. It's making awkward potions. The gas tier queues up, and then I can let's add redstone to make it longer. Sends in a redstone, and it queues up all your items. So I can add glowstone to make it tier 2, gunpowder to make it splash. I've got dragon's breath to make it the lingering if I want. Actually, I think I got quite a bit of that. Yeah. And then it makes the potion for me. It doesn't automatically output into the chest. I do have to press the button, or I can just take it out manually. There we go. Got my potion of regeneration. It's going to extend it. And the redstone for this, oh, I was very proud of myself. So I even got a little door. So cute. Hurts you a little bit, but whatever. So what happens is that those buttons are all connected to like a redstone line that activates the dropper. This is the nether wart dropper. You can access it out there by these trapdoors. So each end has one. There's also one at this end. There's also a door over here. And then it'll dispense the item. And oh yeah, the redstone and whatever is not connected to that because they're modifiers. This is the water thing. Oh yeah, so to fill up the water bottles, it's actually upstairs. There's another. Oh, there's even another little hidden thing on the floor. I didn't even. There's so much I'm forgetting here. You just like sit here and right click with bottles. This is before dispensers could automatically fill bottles. So you had to manually refill. I don't know where my bottles are, and honestly, I don't think we need any. Also, I've got a jukebox here, so I can play my music disc if I want. Is there anything here? Oh, this is an infinite water source. Aha! Yeah, there you go. I got water. Always handy to have that in the base. Yeah, so that brewing setup's kind of stupid, but I'm actually really proud of it because I planned it out in my head and planned out some stuff on paper. Let's empty it out now. It's done in the chest, and I think it turned out really good, particularly considering the space. Like behind this wall was water. I had to fill in so much space, and there's so much like water. I think you can even see it dripping at points. Yeah, this was a. I don't know if there's anything really behind this wall that I can't extend it even further, but yeah. I don't know. I was very proud with it. Like it uses up the space well. I think it looks nice, and yeah, yeah. It was the point is I sort of invented it. I mean, it's not 100% original, but yeah, I came up with it myself. And if only there was a way I could detect the potions being done. Maybe I could have some kind of timer, like the time to make like the speed potion, and then like each modifier extends the timer. Oh, maybe. Maybe I can. I don't know. I don't think there's any way to auto sort potions, by the way, so maybe it's not really worth it. I don't really use potions too much in this world because I've got beacons and stuff. Um, of course, each of these have got the 3x3 etho doors. I love these. Over here's the villager wing. So this thing has undergone a lot of facelifts. Hey mate, how are you? But this is my villager trading hall, and this is villager trading 1.8 to 1.13. This is old villager trading. So what you... Yeah. So villagers come with their professions. They don't have workstations. And they all look the same. There's no like biome variants. And yeah, you basically had to keep breeding villagers until you had one that had the trades you wanted. The best trades. And as you can see, like, yeah, I've got a farmer. I think this guy, Frostwalker, uh, looting, Fortune 3, okay. This guy still mending. And there's no way to make prices cheaper. Yeah, 14 emeralds. I believe this is one of the cheapest prices for mending in this version. Respiration 3, okay. What about this guy? What do you sell? Aqua Affinity, Infinity, Flame. Yeah, so there's no way to change prices. You pretty much had to just keep breeding villagers until you got a good one. And then trade with them. Infinity, okay. These spots haven't been filled. I had like a redstone system. I don't think it entirely works. So what happened was I had an infinite villager breeder up there, and villagers would drop down, and then I'd send a minecart out here, pick them up, and originally it was a different setup, but there was like a bug where like you used to be able to like pick up minecart entities through a corner, but it didn't work at one stage, so I had to do this setup, and it worked. And then I'd have a villager here in the minecart, and I'd trade with him, see if he's worth it or not, and I'd either kill him, or if I liked him, I'd send him into the system. I don't want to do that. Yeah, entity, writable name. Let's put these in there. And I'd press the button, and the minecart would get pushed, and oh yeah, I'd flick this, and it'd send in through the system. Now, the reason why this is here is because this was around the time of piston warping, and sometimes the minecart would get stuck, and then you'd get warped through the other side. Piston warping was such a cool bug. It had so many applications, but I can see why they got rid of it. And this thing, this is for making dispensers. I would get all the cobblestone and redstone, and I'd just sit here and dispense, and I'd make a dispenser, throw it in there, it detects it, sends out a bow. These are all bows from my mob farm, or I crafted, and yeah, I just make dispensers. Now this entire thing can be replaced with auto crafters. Like, auto crafters are genuine game changers. Oh, and by the way, if the villager was rejected or didn't make it all the way through, it gets dumped out of the minecart and put into this room with this guy. He's got diamond armor and a diamond sword. Uh, yeah. Okay, come out here. Hello, mate. Another skeleton horse. This is the mob farm. Actually, I didn't check. I didn't show the roof, how it works. So they're standing on pressure plates down there, and yeah, it just flicks these minecart. These are rail junctions, and they keep going through the system until there's an available spot. I think this kind of breaks. It doesn't quite work. Yeah, so this spot's available. They'd go in. I have to remove the minecart, I think. I don't know. This, and then this, this was supposed to return the minecart, but I think I got rid of that. Yeah, it would just dump him out, and then the minecart falls there. Yeah, I don't know. I never really got too much into villager breeding. I only got those guys, and that was about it. Oh, I broke the door. This world is what made me realize what modern features I do and don't like. And it was a big part of that learning process. Mob farm, mob tower. This is the chamber. This is the blast chamber. So if we flick this, this is where I had it set up with a skeleton, and he shot the creepers. And then once I got all the music discs, I didn't need him. I think I moved him somewhere. I don't know what happened to him. Yeah, I could drown him and stuff like here, or kill them. I don't know what I was doing here. This is kind of like an EMP unit. Um, just random shit. I don't know. I was kind of bored. This is the Gourd morning farm. So every morning, this thing harvests all the pumpkin and melons for me. I can simulate by doing this. And then there's like mine carts that go around underneath, pick everything up, and then they dispense the items into the ice streams down below. And this path can continue forward somewhere. The zombie spawner. Never mind. Okay, so how I got villagers was actually through here. So this is where I got the villagers. I didn't transport them from a village. I cured zombies. Yeah, so there's a zombie dungeon down here, and there it is in there. This would let light through, by the way, in modern. I love these slab things. And what happens is, yeah, the zombies would spawn, and then they collect in here. Zombies swim in water. They'd swim up. They'd sink in water now. Oh look, there we go. Entity minecart, writable name. Over here. I think this is just a random cave. Yeah, random shit in here. Yeah, and the zombies spawn here, and then I'd try and get the zombie villagers out. I'm pretty sure this. Yeah, that crushes them. Oh, it doesn't kill them, but I can kill them. Oh, we got a carrot. Nice. Anyways, and then I'd send them on their way. I could cure them. Yeah, splash pressure is a weakness. I could cure them. But then in 1.11, Mojang made zombies and zombie villages separate entities, separate entity types. So zombie villages no longer spawn from zombie dungeons, as from zombie spawners. So that is a completely pointless system. But I've already got my villages, so it does not matter. Okay, so the other side of the base. Let's get some food. I'm hungry. I've got a little bit of steak. I guess we could have some of this. Yeah, I got most of that when I had to kill all those cows. The cows are lagging my game, by the way. Who thought having 9,000 entities in your base would lag shit? I didn't. Nether portal here, access to the Nether dimension, and this. Oh, this is the chorus fruit farm. Okay, so I put chorus fruit on here. This is something I figured out. I put chorus fruit on here, and then the chorus plants would grow, and I get the seeds. You had to harvest them manually by an axe. Now you can just shoot them with an arrow. That was actually a really smart addition from Mojang. Big brain Mojang. There we go. And then to harvest them, I'm not going to plant any chorus, but to harvest them, I then press this button, and it'd shift them back and forth, and all the chorus plants roots would pop off, and then they just fall into these hoppers and go into the system. Yeah, it was a really simple thing. I mean, I don't really need chorus fruits. I don't really build with per blocks. I made this color wheel when the World of Color update came out, and they changed all the wool colors. Took one look at it and went, this is gross. And yeah, my texture pack has the old OG wool colors that look so much nicer. And whatever fucking slop they came up with. This thing. This was my first mob farm and one of my biggest failures. So this was a mob farm that was designed. Oh wow, that's freaky. This is a mob farm designed to be Endermen. to have Enderman spawning in it, and so I could farm Ender pearls before I got to the end, and yeah, it was a total failure. So you can see in there, there's any blocks, yeah. You can see in there, there's pressure plates. What happened was mob would spawn on the pressure plates, and it would activate the whole line. And I had this thing here to rapidly push the pistons back and forth to make sure they got pushed off. Except there was one problem. Endermen were not falling off, and that's because pressure plates, as you can see, are slightly smaller than a block, and what was happening was they were getting stuck on that tiny little lip. That tiny little lip. And they were just standing there, and it was just a total failure. And then 1.9 came out, and mobs can't spawn on pressure plates, so yeah, it was a total failure. There's lava lights, lava columns that descend down and disable spawning. These signs would catch them, but as I said, because mobs don't spawn on pressure plates anymore, this farm is just completely deactivated. So there's no point. And the water curtain was to stop light from getting in, by the way. Yeah, this is a monument to my failure, and I keep it as a reminder that I need to get good. Oh, I know what that is. We'll get to that in a second. This is a little pen for my pigs, George and Martha. That's a reference to an old kids show, if you know what I'm talking about. Let me know. There's Toast Bunny. I think there's like another bunny. I don't know what happened to him, but yeah, this was when the bunnies came out and they added the toast skin. Bunnies, when they first came out, were a lot bigger and a lot slower. So, and then they made them smaller and zippier, like real life bunnies. Keep getting lighting glitches here too. It's weird. And then over here is a sheep pen. Nothing automated about this. This is just manual sheep. Come in here, shear wool. And this is where I got struck by lightning for the very first time in my entire 14 years of playing Minecraft. I was AFKing in here, waiting for the wool to regrow for my sheep. And then I think I was watching something or reading something. There's some zombies coming for me. And then I hear the lightning strike, boom, and I come back in, and a whole bunch of the sheep are dead, and the fence was on fire, and I was down a few hearts. I was like, no way, I got struck by lightning. That is the only time I've ever been struck by lightning in this game. So, true story. Yeah, the lightning. I think this glitch is fixed in later versions, but yeah, you can fix it by actually having a block that updates light in there. This fire is glitched, and I'm gonna show. I'll show this. So I put this fire, this ring of fire, and it burns. The ring of fire. I put this netherrack fire uh, a long time ago in 1.8, and at some point it became glitched and it does not spread. This log has been here for years. This other log has also been here for years. It is touching fire. This should be burning up. And I tested with a copy. It does burn entities when they step in it, and I also get burnt. But it just doesn't spread. It's glitched. And if I douse out the fire and relight it, it will then start spreading like normal. But for some reason, this fire just has no spread. It's very strange. And then this thing, this behemoth over here, is this. So when the witch farms were going to be completed, this is where all their drops was going to go to. And this is, to me, this is genuinely amazing because this entire building is completely redundant in 121. So the idea was that each of these bays was going to fill up with redstone and glowstone. Yeah, redstone and glowstone. And I was then going to have a series of droppers that would then empty these chests and transport all the loose items to me to a central crafting area where I craft them into blocks, so redstone blocks and glowstone blocks, and then I'd throw them into storage and they go into my storage room or into shulkers or something. This entire thing can be replaced by one crafted block with a few hoppers and a dropper. Like, that's what I mean. The industrial Minecraft age has been around for a while, but it is like so. Crafters are just so OP. The only thing that we cannot automate in Minecraft is the placement of blocks, and it's only a matter of time until Mojang adds some mechanic for that. Also, the reason why this chunk is here is this is a slime chunk. I went around and I mined out all my slime chunks from Y40 downwards. Oh, there is a slime farm. It kind of doesn't work. It's kind of janky. We'll have a well, actually, we'll have a look at it now. But yeah, it is actually insane how this building is utterly pointless in later versions. I don't know if I should build it or not, because this was a design. The which farms was going to output here. I was probably going to burn the sticks, and then store the glass bottles and the gunpowder in the storage room or somewhere else. I don't know. The slime farm, however, is over here. God, I love ender pearls. I miss these so much. Oh. Oh, I've got to go. Yeah, we'll go down here. This is actually a good idea. So this was a triple slime chunk, 3 slime chunks next to each other, and I was gonna have a design that use these spawn pads I could disable with water. It seems that the water has been dispensed. And I then had like this floor of hoppers. Gonna have iron golems down there, and yeah, I just fought against it. And yeah, this thing spawns mobs. I don't know what I was doing. I honestly don't know. I might, if I ever come back to this world, I'm gonna completely redo this farm. I have to think of a way that I can disable the spawning because I want all my farms to be toggleable. I'm gonna stop. Yeah, I believe in having toggleable farms because I like having a control room, turn them on and off. That the control room in the beta world, if you've seen that world tour, you'll know what I'm like in that regard. So, but look at that, quite a bit of slime balls. Oh, that's what the iron golems kept dying. Yeah, but this is the underside, the underbelly of the world. So I mentioned all those farms sending to the storage room. This is how they do it. So I've got all these ice water streams. So, for example, this is the mob farm. The mobs fall here and die. The items get sent into the dropper, and then the dropper dispenses them into the ice water streams. I think the Gourd morning farm is under here, and this comes from one of the iron farms. Yeah. So, and this is the canals of the world that all connect together. This is another slime chunk I mined out. It's all spawn proofed. So slimes won't spawn. And then everything comes into the middle here. So I had one of those old test-y whatever elevators. This is where the slime block control was supposed to come down. Yeah, that one was going to control the mob farm. That's what that redstone line is. I had one of those test-y whatever elevators, but then I have this design, which I think Ilmango showed in a video at the time when those item elevators were patched. It just uses iron trapdoors, so this one lines up the items, and then it holds back items, and then it sends through items into here, and then when they get inside the iron trapdoor, yeah, here we go, some iron ingots, yep, and then the iron trapdoor closes, and they go up. Because dropper elevators were inconsistent at the time, they had this random sideways momentum and they'd fly out all over the place. So I put this in. Dropper item elevators now in modern are much better because Mojang changed how they work. That's the underside, and this is how we get up. Get back up over here, and we yep, we can save time. Go. Oh, look at me, I'm an ender pearl genius. And we're back into the basement. I'm kind of all over the place here because I'm keep forgetting stuff, and I saw this earlier and I never came back to it. So yeah, the pig pit is here, and if we come down here, this is my very first XP farm. So this is a skeleton spawner, and what happens is the skeletons spawn, they collect, swim up, and they go there. And I have a crop farm here. Has dispensers. There's 3 dispensers, and you'd bone meal crops, and because it's dark, they would instantly grow and then pop off. And that's how I got my carrots and potatoes and stuff. And I put bone meal in there. Look, there we go. So this is how it works. So the skeletons would collect there. I do that to cut off, so there would only be certain amount of skeletons in the chamber, so no fresh ones. And then activate the crusher, which hurts them, brings them down to 1-hit kill, and then you'd punch them. Back in the olden days, I'll use a splash potion, but now with swords, especially with sweeping edge, it's so easy to take out like a horde of mobs. Once again, light would come through this in modern. You'd need to replace this with that glass. And also skeletons don't swim. You have to put a bubble column here. And this is where all the items go. I built this later on. And yeah, all the items go in here. And then if they don't, they get dispensed in lava. Don't remember what that's for. Decorative wheat, because this entire room is just cobblestone and torches. Another little viewing window. This is kind of a little homage to Etho, because Etho in his alpha world used to use wheat as decoration. And so I just put that in there. This leads to the behind the scenes. Yeah, this is the crusher. It's a copper timer with 24 items. And looking at this redstone could be compacted so much better now. And then, yeah, this is how the thing works. Yeah, there's bone meal in there. I like having access to behind the scenes so I can see how shit works, and if I need to fix something or whatever, I can do that. Yeah, this is the lava disposal system. There goes the items. Cool, but yeah, that's the skeleton farm. This fence gate, by the way, because this was a cave. Originally, this cave kept going. That fence gate kept out so many mobs before I built that room, and that I just kept it there. That is the quintessential mob-proof door. Just a fence gate. So baby zombies can fit through there. So maybe it's not 100%. Okay, so let's look at the other feature of this perimeter. I chose this seed because it had a quad witch hut and it had the end portal in it. And the end portal is over here. And I have not really done anything with this. So yeah, over here is the end portal, and what is? Ah, there it is. Oh, I remember. Okay, so the idea is you'd come in here, and you drop down. Hold on. Hold on. How are you supposed to get it? This is the end room. Oh, it's here. Ah. Wait, well, so where does that go? Okay, yeah, the water break there. Okay. I know what that is. That was me sending entities through. Whoa. Where did you come from? Was it me or was he really fast? Oh. Okay. God, he just fucking sprinted at me, that guy. Wow. I know what this is. This was going to be an ender pearl stasis chamber, so before the bubble column ones that you see everywhere today, you could like throw an ender pearl and then go through the portal and the chunks would unload and the ender pearl would be unloaded, and then I was going to have like chunk loaders. I press a button and it'll teleport me to my base. I think Cubfan had something like that in his single player world before he went to not Minecraft. Yeah, that's the end portal there. The silverfish spawner is still there. It's still intact. Get to here. I did set it up, so yeah, here. Here, so the silverfish actually fall down and die. Well, yeah, a mine shaft intersected the stronghold, so you got this weird combo. I was gonna do something with I was gonna do silverfish mining, which I really should do since that's now back at the cultural zeitgeist again, people discovered silverfish mining with the new infested potions. But yeah, the silverfish spawn and they just fall down here and die. I could set it up that I could kill them for XP, or go send them to silverfish mining, or I could send them into the Nether and transport them, or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, it's a really basic silverfish chamber. Anyway, let's go into the end. Ta-da! We're in the end dimension, and I do remember why that weird water thing was there. There's some villages in here, so um, remember what that is. Okay, well, we'll have to check it out. So over here's my original Enderman farm, and I transport the items to my end portal. So let's go into the main island. So um, this is a mess of shit. So there was some maps here. Oh, okay. I must haven't been here. This was a mess of shit. When I originally fought the original Ender Dragon in 1.8, I killed him, and I got these little launch pads, and the portal spawned here, because this portal would spawn wherever you kill the Ender Dragon. And then, of course, in 1.9, things change, and so what happened is if you tried to respawn the Ender Dragon, it would turn your old portal into Endstone, and then would generate a new portal at 0, and I just looked at an Enderman. I'm an idiot. But if you deleted a piece of bedrock in that version, then the if you and then respawned, your old portal would stay there. That was something in I'm glad I did that because I know Etho deleted his old portal in his world, and so he has to use the modern 0 portal, which is over here, by the way. Don't think I did anything with it. I was mapping out the end. I was flying around mapping out the end, and that's what that is. Oh, that's right. I tried out bed bombing the dragon. I tried out bed bombing and ender crystal blasting the dragon, so that's what this is. Yeah, yeah. No, we don't want to go through. And of course, I fought the dragon numerous times, so that's why I've got all the outer end portals. Oh, that's right. I built a slime block flying machine, and this was a launch station. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. I wonder where that is. Probably out in the middle of nowhere. I probably died. And also back then, ender crystals used to randomly generate on the end island, and I managed to preserve 3. So these are OG 1.8 ender crystals, and I managed to keep them alive. I managed to kill the dragon without having to delete them. That's right. So I tried this thing. So Etho had this in his single player world where he had glitched villages that were like, what was happening was his chunk was becoming read only. If he did anything, and then unloaded the chunk, it would revert back to his state because he had broken villages in it. And I tried basically using this as a duplication exploit. I had a wither stuck under my portal here, and I was gonna like duplicate nether stars as a test, but I could never get it to really work. And the villager was stuck in here, by the way. He was like here, and then there was a 4th block. But yeah, I ended up releasing him, and I think he died. So that's what this is. You're gonna have like a proper path, like that. When you'd leave, you'd go up here, walk all the way up here, get launched. These actually work really well. And this is how the Ender Pearls get into the overworld. So right now, yeah. I don't know. That's kind of. Oh god, I'm taking damage here. I forgot. I'm in UHC mode. Let's go look at the Enderman farm. Sprint. I love this. The sprint tunnel, sprint ice tunnel, and then here we are at the Enderman farm. So this is a 1.8 Endermite design. So there's an Endermite and a minecart up the top. They chase it and they all fall down here. There's 3x3 and you just kill them. I did have water where I could put TNT and ignite them and blast them, but the sweeping edge, the sweeping attacks of the combat update have kind of made that redundant. And I was storing, I think I was storing enchanted books and stuff here. God, look how much stuff I've got. God, yeah, there really comes a point in Minecraft where, in modern Minecraft, where you just have like everything you ever need, and that's why the game gets boring. Um, this, I believe, yeah, sent the ender pearls. Oh no, they sent the ender pearls into the void, yeah, into the trash, I think. And then of course I've got my enchanting table here, pretty standard kinds of stuff. Like, look how fast I repair stuff here. My axe not have? Oh, my axe does not have repair. Mending. Look at that. This is, God, this feels so cheaty. This feels modded to me. Like, I'm just so used to, like, whenever I've played Minecraft in, like, the last 5-6 years, it's been in a version without mending, or I just haven't used mending. And so this feels so cheaty to me. Oh my goodness, look at all these books. Yeah, I have no shortage of stuff. And it's so funny, like, what I was doing, I was enchanting random books out here. And now, you don't even need to do that. You just need, like, 5 villagers to just 3D print stuff for you. Like, as I said, like, this game has just gotten so insanely easy. That I don't think people quite realize that. Now, let's head on this bridge, because I know what this is. So, this is a Panda 4994. I've got two big inspirations with this world. Etho, of course, and Doc M, the old early technical Minecraft community. And then I have Panda, who now works for Mojang. He's a Mojang employee or contractor. I don't know if he's fully employed or just contracting, but um, he built this, and I never finished it. What is that? Oh, is that a? Oh, it's just a random slab marking something. This is a melon block farm. Ooh, okay. I'm actually kind of really anxious right now because I'm above the void. Uh, so the idea is going to be an Enderman farm, and they're going to spawn up above, and as they drop down, they're going to grab melon blocks. Yeah, you can see the melon blocks, and then they're going to die with the melon blocks holding the melon blocks, and so you get full blocks of melons as opposed to melon slices. And then I was going to trade that with a villager. Yeah, there's a lot of. I'm noticing there's a lot of this game you're trading with villagers, and I never finished it. Um, and he showed off the idea. It was really cool. It was really revolutionary at the time because yeah, there's no way to automatically get melon blocks, but now you can just put a normal melon farm and yeah, fucking put a auto crafter in. There's just no point. There's literally no point doing anything clever in the game anymore when you can just have that little fucking cute fucker spit out a ready-made item for you. Anyways, let's fly back. Oh, this is still anxiety driving. I don't know why. I'm just not used to this kind of stuff anymore. Beta Minecraft is so comfy and secure, and meanwhile I've got like fucking death pits and stuff in modern. I'm flying. I can die of kinetic energy. Anyways, that's the end. Yeah, I just made some more rockets because we're gonna do some flying. I know I don't really like flying, but unfortunately I designed a lot of my world to be like this, and unfortunately. If I was ever going to redo it, I'd probably put minecart tracks and stuff in like I'd got in beta. In fact, that was one of the inspirations for the transport hub on the beta. Oh, this is a glitched nether portal. Sometimes it kept occurring that like my nether portal would pop out up here. I just kept it. Um, yeah, this is the iron farm. The iron farm. The villagers are in there. And then every now and then they produce an iron golem. The doors make it a valid village. Over here is the Guardian farm. So this is the bounding box of a glitched Guardian temple from that random sea changes I mentioned. And I just finished digging out. It was one of the last thing. I think it was the last thing I did in this world. And I was starting to decorate the edges, and I was going to build the farm proper. One of those things I definitely want to finish. It's on my bucket list. But over here, next to it, got this thing. We've got a fish farm. This is the panda fish farm design. Yep. And yeah, you got fishing rods, and you hold down right click, and it would automatically fish stuff for you. Lots of boots, lots of saddles, no shortage of saddles. I could have 1,000,000 horses, and they'd all have a saddle. This design, how did it work? Yeah, this design doesn't work anymore, I think. Yeah, it broke in a patch. Oh god. Yeah, you're supposed to fill up your inventory first. This is the desert where I mine all my sand and sandstone. So first off, you can see I've just obliterated this section. In fact, I was removing all the sandstone, as you can see. This is a dungeon. This dungeon was completely buried. And, this dungeon was completely buried, and now it is completely exposed, and I left it as is. Anything in there? Nah, nothing of real importance. And, yeah, so what I was doing was I was mining sand and sandstone, and then I'd throw it in the item stream here, and the idea was that it would get transported into the Nether, and it'll get automatically loaded into minecarts and then get sent through the Nether. As I said, this entire thing is just replaced by these little buggers. So there's just no point in doing this anymore. But I still have the item streams here, and they go fair ways back. This is where I was mining sand over here. Yeah. This is what I was mining sand. This was a gold farm concept, a portal-based gold farm idea, where you have lots of portals and lots of pigmen spawn, and then I'd have them fall to their death and just collect the gold. Yeah, it didn't quite work out. Oh, we've got a levitating, a levitating desert well. I've mined out all the sand and sandstone around it, so it's just floating. There is a desert temple somewhere around here. Yeah, there's the desert temple. Does it have wool or clay in it? It's clay, okay, that's right, yeah, because originally they had wool in them, and then they changed them to hardened clay, or terracotta, as it was arbitrarily renamed at some point. Yeah, this is a dry biome cluster. I was gonna build that's right, I was gonna build a squid farm over here. And I started replacing the water with blue glass. Yeah, there's another desert temple. And yeah. Yeah, here it is. This is where the squid farm was gonna go. But then squid spawning changed, and like you can't do this in modern. Yeah. But here, this is really cool. These hills are really cool. I love these. This is one of the tallest mountains I'd ever seen in Minecraft up until this point. No, no. Okay. Oh my god, my ender pearl throws have been fucking atrocious today. Whoa! Why am I suffocating? Okay. Yeah, this is 183, which I thought was insane at the time. Even in these versions, those mountains taller, but now in modern with the caves and cliffs update, they get even higher than that. Especially since the world is now even taller. Look how tiny that little village is down there. Amazing. Yeah. Oh, almost fell to my death. Oh, here it is. Okay. So, the first time I realized something was wrong was I was out here, looking for something, and then I saw this. I was like, hold on a second, what's wrong here? So what's happened is there's a handful of chunks here that weren't populated, and then because the sea changed, it populated these chunks with partial village buildings. I'm like, what the frick? And then I saw this. So yeah, look at this. The seed had changed and it put these mountains here where there should be desert, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's actually really hard to tell what's supposed to be there and what's supposed to be isn't without like looking at a seed finder program. But yeah, it created like these harsh cliff borders, and that's because the seed had changed, and I did not know that. Yeah, there you go. You got like a little yeah. This desert's not supposed to be here. Yeah, because you got a little glitched village here. This is called a polyworld, by the way, when this happens. There was a really interesting video by a guy about it and like creating polyworlds and how like you have older worlds that have multiple world generators in them, and it was a really cool video, and he absolutely fucking nuked that off YouTube. I don't know why. I think Griffin or someone in Back to Beta said they knew him, and yeah, he just deleted it or private it or whatever. But I can't watch it anymore. Is what I'm trying to say. It was over here. I remember I spent ages doing this. Here it is. So there's a uh, tiny little flower forest biome, and I think this is featured on a video. It was someone on like r/my. Oh Jesus Christ. Um, r/Minecraft did this, and so I went ahead and did it because I also wanted to put a flower farm here. And what I've done is I marked out the edges of the border with this lime green carpet. Okay, let's just juke all these guys and let them die. And then I went around and I bone milled the grass until nearly every block was occupied by flowers, and it gives you, yeah, flower forest biomes spawn flowers in these like Perlin noise patterns, and yeah, you can see how like there's bands of orange tulips, red tulips, azure bluets, alliums, poppies. I think the only flower that does not spawn in these biomes is dandelion, well, at least in these versions. Um, but yeah, so it gave you an idea of where to expect certain things, where to expect certain flowers, where to make like the bone milling pads and stuff like that. And it was really cool. And yes, I did use carpet duping. This is what this is. This is a carpet duper. Uh, does it? Yeah, it dupes carpet. We're gonna ignore that. Coming back into the base. God, this thing is huge. I spent so much time as well. Actually, statistics. Time played 24.86 IRL days. So, how many hours is that? Hold on. Hold on. Let's do some impromptu maths with my 1001. So, 24.86 times 24 hours. This is almost 600 real life hours has been put into this. And oh no, 666 kilometers sprinted. Um, oh god, that electrostat is way too high. Yeah, I forgot stats saved in this version. Um, boxes open, blocks. What's the most thing I've mined? Stone, of course. Usuals. Times crafted. What's the thing I've crafted? Stone slabs. Wow, really? Oh, I know why. I know why. You're gonna see when we go into the Nether. Cool. And mobs. Which mob have I killed the most? Oh, lots of blazes, lots of creepers, 116,000 endermen. Um, and 18,000 skeletons, 3,000 zombies, 1,200 zombie piglins. Only 289 wither skeletons, really? Interesting. general. Actually, I didn't see how many deaths. How many times have I died in this world? Player player kill 0. I could change that. I think you can kill yourself in player. Um, damage dealt. Last death. Where's deaths? Did they not track deaths? I'm just losing it. It is like fucking 12:30 at night. 12:30 a.m. by the way. I'm kind of a little bit tired. I don't know. I'll have a look later. Well, let's heal up and then we'll go into the Nether. My fancy 3x3 portal. Damn these things. I remember when they made bigger Nether portals. It was so. I actually didn't like it at first because all the people were like, oh, Minecraft, you need to build with odd numbers. And then there was like Nether portals. And I saw some really creative solutions, like creative ways people use Nether portals. And then they just went ahead, okay, you can make Nether portal pretty much any size now. It's just like, yeah, whatever. That whole era of creativity went away, but beta Minecraft kind of does that. There's some pretty creative Nether portals on the back to beta server if you've ever watched other people's videos. But anyways, this is the Nether, and oh my goodness, this thing has never been finished. So I had this great Nether hub idea. Fantastic, absolutely brilliant Nether hub. I really like this color scheme, but yeah. So if you've ever watched Etho, yeah, this is very Etho inspired. I was gonna have like selector panels and stuff like that, and then I had no idea how to do it. In fact, behind here, all this space, I was trying to figure out how to do redstone. I was doing like bundled wires and stuff like that, and I just never figured it out. I never figured it out. Observers and stuff weren't in the game, so maybe you could do it different with observers, and I just never finished this. God, look at it. Look at it. Wow. But there is some stuff to see in this world, in the Nether, I should say. So first things first. Golf Farm 2.0 this way. Oh yeah. So I have a spiraling minecart up here. I broke this using Ender, Ender Dragon eggs. That's right. Yeah, I broke it. So I punched a hole in the ceiling. This I did with the dark oak tree. Yeah, I grew the tree here, and the dark oak tree trick where the branches would break the bedrock, and then I did the Ender Dragon trick. You can actually see the redstone line. I turned down my render distance. What would happen is an Ender Dragon egg would fall in lazy loaded chunks, and when it would fall, it would then delete the block where it was about to fall. That's what happened. That's been patched. You can't do it in modern, by the way. Up here is the original golf farm. This thing was really cool, if I recall correctly. Yeah, this is the gold and gas farm. So what would happen is I would come all the way over here and let that room fill up with mobs, like so. And then I would come over here, and then can I? There we go. And that'll rush me. And if I get my fortune sword out, baby zombie pigman. And if there was ghasts in here, I would then kill them to get the ghast tears. I think this is where I got most of my ghast tears, actually. And yeah, you can also get a little bit of magma cream. Then down here, yeah, all the end because the pigmen are aggro, they drop stuff and they drop gold. That's how I got a lot of gold. But this wasn't my first. This was my first gold farm, but it wasn't my only one. I think I was growing mushrooms up here. So this is at 0, 0. Keep that in mind. So What the fuck just happened there? I just blinked and I teleported. Felt like that. Okay. Alright. I got this. I got this. Alright. Gold Farm 2.0. So I had a second idea for a gold farm, which I built over here. I really should have marked this shit out. Here it is. Yep, those are the trees I was growing because I built it out of spruce wood. Oh, glitch fireballs, nice. And yeah, here's Gold Farm 2.0. And what was happening here is pigmen would spawn on this platform, and I had a pigman and a minecart here, and I was gonna punch him. And this was kind of like a poor man's donut farm. If you remember those like pigmen donut farms that were very popular back in the day, this was like that. Yeah, I was gonna use snowballs. Sorry, I was gonna hit him with snowballs, and the pigmen would rush at me and go through the portal. Can we sort of simulate that right now? Okay. Alright. Follow me. And then I was supposed to go through another portal? Wait, wasn't there another portal? So where does this go? What does this do? Oh, this is the world height. Oh dear lord. Oh dear lord, they're coming. Um, it is actually working. Now, was there another portal down there? I have no idea. Okay. Um, well, they're still angry at me. Okay, I might die going through this portal here. But I want to show you how it works. So, I have ender pearls on the ready. Actually, no, I should have the wings just in case I need to fly. I have no idea how this works. I don't think I didn't finish the. Oh! Okay, maybe I shouldn't have aggravated. Oh dear lord, I'm all the way out here. Maybe I shouldn't have aggravated the pigmen. Oh fuck. I was gonna try and do this mostly in survival mode, but unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, gonna have to do it the cheaty way. Okay. I can't go through these, no. Have to be in creative mode, game mode 1. Okay. Alright. Stuff. Right. Okay. Okay. And game mode 3. Phase through the glass. And game ever since I did this, game mode 0, survival mode. Yay, we're back. Okay. Let's put my armor on. Do those hoppers go anywhere? They do. Okay. Okay, good. All my stuff's in there. Excellent. Cool. So yeah, the whole idea is that is that oh man, this is embarrassing. The whole idea is that the pigmen would come through. I would come through separately, and then I would kill the pigmen and get gold. It was kind of like a combination of the donut farm design and Etho's Etho's gold farm, the first gold farm he built. Uh, that anything in there? Okay. Alright, we seem to be re-equipped. I don't remember. Oh, I did have the crusher set up, but I thought I had the second portal. Yeah. Look, check this out, by the way. This was like the biggest tiger biome I ever saw. My render distance used to be a lot smaller back then because I had a weaker PC. I never saw much of the other things, but yeah, that out. Yeah, there is another Nether portal down there, is there? Hold on. Watch these mad skills. Okay, okay, okay. I got everything back. Game mode 0. Okay, that was. I thought that was so stupid. That was so stupid. No, you can't do that. They changed that. They're swapping out later. Okay. I the ender pearls move fall faster than a falling player. And because once I've seen some speedrunning clips and someone did that on the videos and someone was like, "Did they like cheat there?" I'm like, no, no, they fall faster. And obviously I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, hey man, how you going? Oh, hitboxes. Yeah, I was gonna farm snow on the side and then bring them back through. There is a portal! Oh, it's under the bedrock. You're fucking kidding me. Okay. Well, that was just utterly pointless. We just died for no reason there. But if we head this way, we get Gold Farm 3.0. Ta-da! And this one is actually operational. To the point, it's even got a villager cube. So this is the guy I can sell rotten flesh and gold to. And I was probably underneath the bedrock. What this is, how this works, is that you have a platform up here. This is like a variation of the donut idea. Also, also a glitched fireball there. Head over here. And the idea was, oh, I don't have a minecart. I was gonna ride around on a I was gonna trigger the zombies. And trigger the libs, own the libs. And yeah, there we go. Wait, what? You just didn't care. Oh, there we go. That was weird. Yeah, I was just gonna like loop around in my car as they all come at me. And yeah, okay. If I stay down here, I should have brought a minecart with me. Wow, this actually work. This actually works pretty well. Oh, except for when it breaks. Yeah. This is where snowballs are very handed. Or the Nether music's kicking in. I never hear these soundtracks because they're not. I only hear the soundtracks in alpha and sorry in beta. Let's see if I was a brilliant composer, wasn't he? Anyways, so yeah, all the items, all the zombie pigmen fall. I've got all this glass tubing. This was a lot of glass, by the way. And yeah, they all die. And they drop a lot of XP, and I mean a lot of XP. So, yeah, get everything. And all the gold and rotten flesh then gets sent through a filter system here. Look how much XP there is. All dancing around me. And yeah, so rotten flesh ends up in here. Gold nuggets ends up in here. Gold ingots ends up in there, and swords just get dispensed into the cactus. Because I don't need those. You can smelt those into ingots now. But like, sorry, not ingots, nuggets now. So they can be recycled, but I just don't think it's worth it. And then I would sell the flesh to the cleric. Let's. Oh, by the way, the villagers in my in my resource pack speak Simlish. They speak Sims 1 Simlish, so that's why they're making funny noises. I should probably have warned you of that. There we go. There you go. I made a deal with you. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so I thought just for this last bit, I'm gonna cheat to get there because it's actually a really long way, and I've forgotten how to get there. So here's the Nether hub. How do I get to the mob farm? Is it this way? I don't even know where these random portals go. I need to label stuff. This has to be it, right? This goes to the wither skeleton farm. So I built a wither skeleton farm, and it's an old school design. It's not really fancy. Um, this has to be it because it's a really long minecart tunnel. I had to look for basically a sort of a perfect one. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the junction. Yeah, you open that chest to your junction, and where's this go? Mate, this is fucking far. Where does this go? Oh my god, I completely forgot about this. So this was going to be the nether perimeter. Yeah, this was going to be the nether perimeter. Oh my goodness. So I was going to bomb out an area for this because I think that yeah. This was going to be my second with a skeleton farm. I was marking out a double intersection because these have the largest spawning areas. I was marking out a double intersection. These are the largest spawning areas, and then I was going to. Did I preserve the blaze spawners? Yeah, because Zipcrowd did this where they blasted it all out. Yeah, I was gonna mine out the area and then I was gonna blast it down. I was maybe gonna do a big explosion or maybe do it in sections. Oh god, my frame rate is tanking here. There's one spawn. Wow, that's a naturally disabled spawner. Wow, because the glowstone and the lava, there's like no way they would be able to spawn. I think I was going to protect the blaze spawners. Is the first rule of Minecraft: do not break spawners. But yeah, wow, I completely forgot about that project. Wow. Okay. Um. So that could be something I could do. As I said, I'm really sort of tempted to come back and have a second go at this. Look at all that lava. Look at all those lava pockets inside the netherrack. Jeez. That's why you see so many clips of people like tunneling to the nether and then they just hit lava and die. The lava gets them. There's so much of it. Look how some of them how close to them they are. But yeah, this is a long way out. This farm. Where we at? We're at 1800 blocks. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Uh, Here we go. We'll go back into survival mode here. So, go mode 0. Here we go. And, oh wait, hold on. Let me check this. Does this go where I think it goes? It does. Hi guys. Hi guys. Yeah, so this was the portal I generated when I was looking for the Woodland Mansion. So Woodland Mansions were added in 1.11, and I got a map and I made this nether portal. There's a video of me, yeah, going all the way out, and then I think I just end up making another tunnel. Bro, what's going on? Yeah, this is the upper part, but this is my wither skeleton farm. So let's come down. I had that bug. There's a bug where if your wings deploy and on a ladder, you just ignore the ladder and you just drop. Thank God for resistance and feather falling. Jeez. I completely forgot this was here. This is a, yeah, this is a nether smelter. This is a lava bucket smelter. Oh yeah, I was setting it up. It's gonna have a minecart. Wow. Wow, I completely forgot about that. I was gonna use the lava. Damn, I completely forgot about that. That's really cool. But yeah, this is a wither skeleton farm. I think I picked this. I picked this one because it had a double blaze spawner in 1987. Wow, a good year. Um, I'm. Oh yeah, 1987. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that. So yeah, this is the farm. It's an old school design farm. So pretty much we just have these enclosed areas for blazes and wither skeletons to spawn, and you just kill them manually. And I've got a double blaze spawner in there, and yeah, you just kill them manually with a looting sword. You got strength, you got resistance, you got regen, so pretty much indestructible. Here we go. We got a wither skeleton, and yeah, you just kill him, and hopefully he drops a skull. I think yeah, the second farm I was going to build was an automated one, and I have built a farm using the Wither Rose method. God, that is so OP. That is so OP. But the Nether music popping in and out very quietly, freaking me out. I'm just gonna turn it off. But this is the double blaze farm. This is why I ultimately picked it. We've got two blaze spawners right next to each other, and this is a slight twist on the classic piston funnel design farm. So I think if I click that, they should turn on. This is all like redstone access. Yeah, I slabbed over this entire region. So the spawning conditions are pretty good. Not perfect, but pretty good. And yeah, the AFK point is up here. So you're AFK in this room. And so yeah, you got the piston funnel. And oh yeah, you got some sections. Because they're overlapping, the piston funnels do overlap. Some parts where they are stationary like that. It really can't be helped unless there's some better technology that's possible these days. But so the thing was the old piston funnel designs is they often used to break, and that's because people would have one tick repeaters or sometimes do one tick repeater redstone dust alternating instead of redstone. If you do 2 or 3 tick repeaters for your sticky pistons, they never break. They never break because there's enough delay that they won't do the thing where they accidentally drop a block. But yeah, the funnel, the pistons funnel, all the blazes down the middle. The lava, by the way, that lava curtains disable, provides enough light to disable the spawner. And then it comes in here, press the button. Put a barrier above. There's a block. Eh? Bit hard to tell. Yeah, there is a block there, I think. Yeah, it's blocked off. Yeah, and then you just come and kill the blades. Then you... No, it's not blocked off. I never set that up. I was gonna set a key flip-flop link to this. Yeah. Yeah, are these even hooked up? I don't even know what this redstone is. I'm not even gonna hazard a guess. It's 1 a.m. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not gonna make any education assumptions here. Yeah, turn that on, and the lava curtain comes back down and disables spawning. Yeah, pretty standard blaze farm. Just with some slightly updated stuff to it, but yeah, cool. And that's the Wither Skeleton farm. There's not much else to it. As I said, there's just these rooms that you can kill Wither Skeletons in. Alright, and with that, I think I'll end this world tour. There's some other locations out in the world, like there's the Mesa I mined clay at, and there's like an area I was going to do some stuff with some villages. I don't think they. Oh, and there's an obsidian farm, like a portal-based obsidian farm, which only like half works. I don't think they're worth covering in this video. This is the main area. This is where I spent the most time in the world. Yeah, that's my 1.12 world. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And as I said, if you're like one of my 5 viewers from back in the day when I actually had videos on this, you're probably like, oh my god, I remember this. Um, if you are one of those people, let me know. And yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.